This video content was created and produced by DMOT, a leading organization renowned for its innovative contributions and expertise in the field, ensuring high quality and insightful material for viewers.
I think it just comes from our ancestors. It's embedded somewhere in our DNA that no matter what, we are all warriors. We must protect our home, protect our loved ones, our people, our country from the enemy. There's no way to explain it. We're just drawn here, that's all. We are needed here. We feel our purpose here.
I started with the first Chechen war. That was in 1995. I was in the Chateau and Vedeno gorges, walked through those gorges on foot, served in a separate battalion, ended up there in 1999. There was a conflict. It was the second Chechen war. It was just beginning. I ended up spending a year in Dagestan. Now, when you remember it, it seems kind of fun, but back then it was anything but fun. And it was tough, the heat was intense, there was no water, everyone's lips were constantly cracking and bleeding. The clothes you wore, a t-shirt, at most you could go a week without changing. You'd wear a new t-shirt for a week, then throw it away, because it would just fall apart and rot, because of the dust. From the dust, from the heat, there were a lot of scorpions, really a lot. Everyone just lived with it somehow. But we lived together. It was actually a lot of fun, and there was a lot of respect for each other.
On my very first deployment, so to speak, I met someone, Friedrich. He also had a hobby, his son, and anarchy. And that's how we started talking. After a while, we flew out there, abroad. And they called me in and told me to state my call sign. I come out and they say, like, you're in Europe now. And Friedrich comes up and pats me on the shoulder. He said, it's okay, you just flew in, we'll train you. You'll become a good fighter. And that's when my journey began. And overall, it went pretty well. I already consider myself a specialist, thanks to him. He raised me to be a man, taught me everything. He helped me a lot in my first battles. Morally, I mean, because it was all very hard. I had never served in the army. I wasn't prepared for this.
It was a tough road. We made it through. I think there won't be any more moments as hard as those.
Everyone keeps a positive attitude. Without a positive outlook, you truly can't get anywhere in life. Even when the old man got seriously wounded, I was diligently dragging him along, and he was groaning quite a bit. But thankfully, nothing too terribly serious happened in the end. Again, I helped him out, almost like a father. I pulled him out. Honestly, yes, he's not even that close to me, just some person. There were quite a few temptations for Friedrich, for me, and for many of our acquaintances to go to Africa for better positions and so on. Well, you know, seriously, if there's one thing we have here, it's patriotism. Many people say, yes, you're all just in it for the money. Yes, for the money too. I won't deny it. We want to get paid, but if we really wanted to, we could have left for a safer place. We chose to come here specifically. Because, well, you have to put things in order at home first, and only then go somewhere else.
You have made the Most High your refuge, for he will command his angels concerning you. They will guard you in all your ways. They will lift you up in their hands, so that you will not strike your foot against a stone. You will tread upon the asp and the basilisk. You will trample the lion and the dragon. as fast as possible so we can make it in time to quickly pick up the valuable 300 and not get caught completely off guard. The immediate area we're currently moving through is under heavy fire and we need to be extremely cautious. Either targeted at a specific point or by drones. The situation demands immediate and swift action. It is imperative that you move with the utmost speed and efficiency. Get inside the designated area as quickly as humanly possible. Once you are in, ensure you return to your original position or a secure location without delay. Lyoshka, your promptness and precision are crucial in this critical moment. Every second counts, so execute these instructions with the highest degree of urgency and focus. Your ability to react swiftly and accurately will determine the outcome. Therefore, I urge you to accelerate your movements and secure your position without hesitation. This is a matter of extreme importance, requiring your full attention and rapid execution. Proceed with all due haste, Lyoshka, and complete the task as instructed.
Seal. So first we carefully take off our comfortable slippers, then we slowly climb up to the second tier, and finally we gracefully jump onto our cozy bunk. And that's it. We relax. We chat with the neighbors on the left and right. No drafts, no leaks. It's warm. Everything's just right. Here, everyone's a brother, a friend, an acquaintance, a comrade, a colleague. Tactics and medicine. But I like shooting more than anything else. You treated your parents for grown boys. My life decide for yourself. Listen, what's up with Shakibin? Several times a day we have to go out like this. Their temperaments aren't always different. Some are tough, some are light. But basically it's all the same. That is, onto the stretcher, into the vehicle, transportation. While we're transporting him, I provide all the necessary aid here, like bandaging. I remove the tourniquet. If necessary, I put in an IV. If needed, I do it without looking. How difficult is it to perform all these procedures with the roads and all? The hardest part is getting into the vein. Everything else is minor. All of that is easy, quick. Your hands get used to it. It's all done automatically now, almost with my eyes closed. You could wake me up in the middle of the night and I'd still do all of this. Since 2022, in my experience, more than 4,000 wounded people have come through. Of those, well, I only know 15 cases where we couldn't save them.
There are times when you arrive and it's chaos. You have to do everything really fast, super fast to get the guy out and make sure the vehicle doesn't get torched.
3 weeks ago, I was heading to a position at Chasiv Yar. Unfortunately, I got wounded classified as a 300. We're just walking under drones, meaning for every person, on average, there are 3 to 4 drones flying overhead. 2 are dropping munitions. 1 or 2 are kamikaze drones, and 1 is a spotter. So they just hover somewhere off to the side, watching from a distance, and the artillery starts shelling us little by little. That's exactly how I got wounded, actually. The drones were just hovering above us. My comrade and I were under a tree. My partner, you could say, my buddy. Yeah. First I got shaken up by a drone drop. A drone dropped explosive, landed right next to me in the trench. I got wounded. Since I was trained not to move when drones are overhead, I just stood there silently bleeding, while blood was running down my leg. Well, unfortunately, yes. That's exactly how it was. After the attack I would have run, but with 3 drones above me, there was no way. Then there was another drone flying around, and it dropped something too. It hit my comrade's helmet, but the VOG grenade didn't explode, so he got lucky. Then there was another drop, and he got wounded as well. We just didn't see any other option. There was no way to just run away. We hid. We found a more or less safe spot a little further back. Artillery started firing at us, and we suffered severe concussions. We were vomiting for a long time, and we kept falling back for about 10 hours probably. The commanders teach us to minimize panic, to be as unafraid as possible. But there are some people who just panic, and unfortunately all of them have already died. So, maximum calm, we keep our heads as clear as possible. That's the only way we move forward. Considering the arduous journey you've undertaken and the numerous challenges you've undoubtedly faced throughout your endeavors, has it been a prolonged and continuous struggle, a relentless battle that has spanned a significant period of time, demanding immense perseverance and unwavering dedication from you? I am truly curious to understand the extent of your enduring commitment and the duration of your persistent efforts in this ongoing conflict or challenge.
More than 30 kilograms, I think. We're ready, we're focused, everything is fine. This is my second contract.
And what areas were you in before this?
Bakhmut. This is my first deployment under this contract. So nothing has really changed much so far at this point. It happened a while ago. They filmed it there while they were pulling him out. He had that rice allocated for him, and there too, as they were shooting, and they were bending over each other. In fact, the guys are constantly in danger. There was a recent incident. In the Bukhanka van, they evacuated 3 wounded, and Fipi followed after them. And at that moment, our driver, called Gothic, kept his cool. There was an incoming hit, yes. Fipi chased after them. Something flew in. It was packed with ball bearings. The wounded inside, they got hit again. They got scared, started opening the vehicle, tried to jump out. But he didn't lose his composure, threw them back inside. His arms are long, he's tall himself, so he started shoving them back in. So there was an incoming hit, but he did great, handled it, got the guys to safety.
Guys, take off all your armor, leave your weapons and gear behind. That way, no one is burdened with the task of carrying any items whatsoever, ensuring a completely unencumbered experience. You will be fully capable of making your way to the hospital entirely on your own, without needing any assistance from others.
I think I'll keep going then. I got hit there. I was serving there when I was young and hot-blooded. In the Recon platoon, then in the Recon battalion. I served there for a long time too. Hey guys, greetings to everyone who knows me. If you end up showing this. And I served in Chateau too, also in Recon, spent a lot of time in Recon. In 2016, I retired, and right away in April, I went to Syria. It's like the continuation of a new story. Like you turn the page and you think you arrive and think, that's it, I won't go anymore. And then a friend calls you and says, at night I got ready. Did they call you or not? Yeah, I thought maybe another month. There were 3 or 4 people. Yeah, that's how it is. Because of that, it's kind of like from here, there's this sort of brotherhood, for
Fate, you believe in it, right?
Well, how could you not? Every person should believe. Well, yeah, it's not a casino, for crying out loud. Even though I don't gamble, I don't do that at all, but still, everyone knows that it's all written out, who is where. You never know where it might hit. We work as long as we breathe, we keep working.
We could get up right now and walk around the headquarters with you. I doubt anyone would say they came here for the money, because, well, coming to war just for the money is a questionable thing. And if you're gone, what's the point of that money? And that's why people come here for something completely different. And first and foremost, of course, it's for their country.
We work. We will keep working until the enemies are finished with their country. You have made the Most High your refuge, for he will declare about you to his own. I will protect you on all your paths. I will take you in my arms and carry you. You will not strike your foot against a stone. You will tread upon the asp and the basilisk. You will trample the lion and the dragon.